Hey everyone, welcome back to Indicted TV. I'm your host, Negra. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and follow us on Instagram. Before we start, I want to give a shout out to my sponsors, Royalty Honey. Keep it hard, guys, and it's also for the ladies. Ooh. Make sure you guys follow For His Glory for the best jewelry out there. And if you want to learn how to tattoo or you want to get a tattoo, make sure you hit up the ConnectInk. And if you guys are going bald, you want to give yourself a, not like a line up, but like fill it in like if you got hair, make sure you hit up Finishing Touch SMP. On today's episode, we have Cristal. Welcome to Indicted TV, Cristal.
Thank you for having me, Negra.
Of course. You're always your little voice. Okay.
I know. Everybody gets thrown off every time. They're like, dang, like, all them tattoos. You talk like that? I'm like, yeah.
Like a little sweet.
Yeah.
Like a little sexy, sweet vibe?
Yeah.
Chill, bitch. Okay, so let's start. Tell me where you're from, where you grew up, your mom, dad. How was the inside of your house growing up?
I grew up in Azusa, California.
Okay.
91702, 626 area, San Gabriel Valley.
Okay, Miss fucking Rep. Do your stuff.
I grew up out that way. My mom, she grew up in La Puente. So she grew up there her whole life, but she raised us in Azusa, California. So, like, that house for me and my mom was like everything, you know. They grew up with my grandma, she's like my second mom to me. So La Puerta is kind of like my backstory too, in a way, you know, because like my family resides from that area too. Well, my mom grew up there. So it was just like on the weekends, and then my mom just wanted to move out of the city that she grew up in. She wanted to go not too far, but
literally, you know, like 5 minutes.
Yeah. I know, right? That's why I was just like, oh, okay, you know. But I had, you know, good memories in La Puente, like as a little girl. So
you have brothers and sisters?
I do. I have two older brothers.
Okay.
2 older brothers. One's 1 year older than me, and the other one is 32 years old.
Okay. Oh, so you and your older, obviously he's just a year older than you.
Correct.
You guys grew up basically exactly the same.
Yeah.
Literally 1 year apart. That's like your twin.
Yeah.
Literally.
It is.
Your twin.
I love
and you went to junior high, you went to high school. You graduated?
Yeah, I graduated. Panzona, but I graduated. I was like, panzona, but I graduated.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you got pregnant at a young age.
Yeah, at a very young age.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to tell us a little bit about that?
I was like, I believe I was 17 years old.
Okay.
Yeah. I think 7. I'm not really too good on dates as well.
Oh, yeah.
But, you know, but around that 16, not too young, because I've, you know, like, I have some of my homegirls, like, they had kids when they were 14 years old. So
okay. So it was all like, your little friends that having...
You know what I mean? It's just, like, different, you know, just me, like, you know, I don't know, a little love story when you find somebody and you fall in love, and it's just that, you know?
Oh, no, it's basically little girl thinking she's all in love.
Yeah.
She's going to leave her house.
Yeah. Naive, being naive. That's what it was.
You know, no, it's not even being naive. You're just young and you just think, you know, if you're getting pregnant and you going and living with your boyfriend, it's going to be the best thing.
Exactly.
We don't realize that we are setting ourselves up for failure.
Exactly. You're right. You took the words right out of my mouth. That's exactly
You know?
Right. And that's kind of like my story, kind of.
So you were super in love. But you didn't really get in trouble as a young girl. Like the most you did was you probably sneaking out of your house to go hang out with your boyfriend.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm not gonna like just like I wasn't bad like that, but I was always like doing things that like I knew like, oh, I'm not supposed to do that, but you know, I've been through a lot, so I think kind of that was just like a reason why of like.
When you say you've been through a lot, what does that mean? Because
like just
go through a lot in different forms. Like,
yeah, of course.
Explain
just
you're
like
going through a lot.
Of just like young, like with my mom, but just finding out things as I get older of like why things happened the way that they happened, and me just like wanting to have that love and being like naive to it, and it just you know, me like, you know, at a young age, like I met my baby's father, and that was just, and he was like
out of your world. So basically, you're saying, let's just like put it what it is. Your dad wasn't in the picture. Something happened. Your mom probably got another boyfriend. It's the vibe.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Not the vibe, but it's just the way unfortunately it is.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. And then to just, my mom has like 5 siblings. So like, and just, I grew up seeing a lot of like, like...
Is it Cholo type?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So for me, like when I was young, me seeing it, like, oh, he's bad. Like, like I want that. I would.
So you like the Cholos?
Yeah, that's what it was. At that time, like me being young and
you
me
like
seeing...
the Cholos. I can fucking see it on your face.
Like it was something that was like, I saw it at a very young age.
It's all you knew.
And it was like, I saw it and I liked it, so it was just what it was.
So what happened once you moved in with your boyfriend? Once you found out you were pregnant, was your mom mad?
Well, like I said, at the time, I did not know my mom had a habit. So yeah, it was a big secret for a very long time.
Okay.
So
now I'm understanding.
So when at a young age, like, my mom worked 2 jobs busting her ass, like trying to provide for us. My dad was never in the picture, he cheated on her, whatever. You know what I mean? He was a type where like he would call us and be like, oh, I'm gonna be there, and I would wait by the window. He would never show up.
Okay.
So it was just like, I always saw my mom hustling, working 2 jobs, trying to provide for us.
Doing her best.
Yeah, that's all I saw.
Regardless of what was going on.
Of course. But that too was a secret. That as a family, as back then, like, people are not talking about it. They're just going about their business, and like, they're not sitting there talking about it, like sweep it under the like rug,
Yes.
So for me, when I saw that, like when I was like, I'm gonna say at around the time that I was pregnant, I got pregnant with my daughter, I did not know that my mom would ever had a drug addiction at all. But, like I said, like my older brother, I grew up with my middle brother, but I didn't grow up with my older brother. My grandma raised my older brother.
Okay.
So, it was just crazy on how, like, seeing everything and everything adding up, and it made sense, on certain things with my mom, and comes to find out, my mom has, like, she's been having her whole drug addiction, and, like, I was probably the youngest one to see it, where we just lost everything by, like, a snap of the finger, like, and I'm like, what the heck? And it's crazy because my brother knew already, but we didn't know.
The older brother.
Yes.
Well,
he knew.
That's why he
knew.
Grandma.
He knew exactly, but we did not know that because that was kept a secret to me and my middle brother. Because we'd be like, why does he live with grandma and like us not, and they just never talked about it. So we didn't really like know till like after, when we got older, and like she kind of went through her thing. She went through a divorce and whatever. It didn't work out, unfortunately my father cheated on her, and she did what she needed to do, whatever, and she got married again. That didn't work out, and that was another big impact on her. So that what made her relapse.
Yes. And now that you're older, you understand and see it, like, relationships don't work out, and
exactly,
and it does take a toll on us women, or maybe even on men. Men lose their shit too.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But now that you're older, you're like, oh man, okay, now I understand certain things.
Of course.
Yeah.
And también me dijeron también, that's like the worst part, like, this is what you like, but just know this is what you're gonna get,
Yes, yeah.
So just remember that. You know what I mean? So whatever, like, and I just be like, at that time, I'm young, I'm naive. Like, now that I look back at it, and I could sit there and I could remember, I'm just like, I was just...
You should have listened kind of vibes?
No, just like, I was just naive. Like, naive. I was just that little girl mentality. Like, that's just what it was. You know what I mean? Just... That's exactly what it was.
Sometimes naive is a good thing,
but sometimes it could be the biggest downfall.
Yes.
Because it's just certain people see that, and it could just go on like on a whole different way.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah,
That's
for
sure. So tell me, we obviously this is not about your mom or anything like that. Obviously, this was a big impact in your life. So you found out you lost everything. That was super dramatic and devastating to you. You were pregnant. Now you go living with your boyfriend.
Yeah,
right?
Which is my baby's father. Yeah, my baby's father.
Oh yeah, your boyfriend at the time.
Yeah.
Your daughter's
Yeah.
dad. How was that?
Well, his lifestyle, it was always kind of like crazy, but I loved him. You know what I mean? I was always there for him. You know what I mean? He was always in and out of jail. He was more in jail than he was out of jail.
Okay.
You know? And at the time, like, he knew kind of like what was going on, but he was always there for me. So I felt like I needed to be there for him regardless. I'm telling you, I was like so in love with him. I thought that was the love of my life, honestly.
And
you know?
It does feel that
yeah,
way.
and it is. Like, you know, like I just, you know what I mean? Like my first everything and anything, you know? So, you know, it was tough. You know, he has addictions as well. And, you know, and because of that, like, unfortunately, like...
You ain't dealing with this shit.
Just
you shouldn't have to.
Yeah, but not only that though, I was so in love, I was blind, like by a lot of things. He would always cheat on me. He, like, you know what I mean? He would always, and I would act like that crazy baby mama, like, you know, like what
you're
the
so
fuck, you know what I
beautiful.
mean? Like, you know, like just like that, and just put myself in situations where like you should have just left, you know, and I just was there like, no, like that's, you know what I mean? Like,
He's mine, and
yeah.
I'm not gonna let nobody.
Yeah, but
You
not
have him right now, but only.
Yes. I was like that, and I'd always be like, well, what's up? Let's like, you know, I mean, let's catch a fade. Like, what's up? Like, you know, every single time. So it was just bringing out the ugly in me. I was doing things that I wasn't supposed to be doing. I was like pulling up to places I wasn't supposed. Exactly.
Not
like
even for you.
Yeah, but like, where's my baby daddy at? You know, like stuff like that. Yeah, like in like bad though, like stuff that'd be like, what the like, you know what I mean? Like, let it go, you know? And it just,
I understand. I've been there.
you know, so it was just like, you know about me, but you still choose to be with him because, you know what I mean? But you guys just don't care. You have no respect. So for me, it was always like a problem.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like it was just.
I understand completely.
Yeah, so it was.
Yeah, I don't give a. I'm not even about this fool anymore.
Yeah.
It's about like, you know, like you're just disrespecting me. Fool.
Yeah,
I'll be
exactly.
no matter what, like,
yeah,
it doesn't matter.
exactly. That's how it was for me. It was, and it was more like now I'm losing my self-respect because I keep taking them back for shit that I shouldn't have taken back for.
Yeah.
Like where I eat like one time ya estuvo, you know. So I kind of like this last thing for me was like the last straw. It was just like. Me, like him, whatever he did, his addictions, you know, and mind you, I met him when I was like 12 years old.
And
at a very young age.
Yeah, and now you're how old when you're like when you finally realize like, hey, that's it. How old were you now?
Well, when I told like, that's it, I'm done with him, when just everything that happened, you know, with like me and my daughters, it was just like, it was a wrap for me. That was like it for me.
So you were like 20 already or something?
Yeah, like
Okay.
mid 20s. I was just like, I'm just cool off of it, you know, like I'm just cool.
Yeah, you that's it. I understand, which was probably the best
There was like
you've made in your life.
like what actually happened was, you know, I was with my baby's dad, whatever. We were at the wrong place at the wrong time, you know. He took me and my kids on a high-speed chase, okay? He was going 100 miles per hour, okay? And he did not care, you know? He did not care. And at that moment, like, we were just hanging out, you know, at the wrong place at the wrong time. And just like that, my whole world was gone. And that for me there was a wrap. And the only that time that happened, that situation that happened, you know, because of course when that happens in a serious case with people that are gang members, you know, like that is not okay in anything regarding kids or whatever. So luckily, you know, when everything that happened or whatever, his homie was like, they gave him like a situation like, look, It was two. It was his homie. It was me and my daughters. Whatever. We were eating. He was visiting my daughters. He was fresh out. Okay, he was fresh out. We were broken up, but we were still like together. You know, like trying to work it out. But me knowing what he is, I never gave him that like, oh, judging him. Like if he wanted to see his.
You're gonna let him?
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. You know.
Because no matter what, that's your daughter.
Exactly. So. That night, he kept bothering me, like, come on, like, you know, I want to be, we were always fighting, and I wanted to go home. He wanted to make up with me, whatever.
It wasn't even about the daughters.
Yeah, it was just like, you know, and, well, he was visiting them, but he was trying to, like, make up with me, too, you know, and, like, I had, like, a little bit to drink, and I didn't want to drive, so I let him drive. Okay, I let him drive. And
so whatever, you guys got caught.
Yeah.
Did your babies get taken away?
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
Yeah.
So obviously they took them. Whatever. That's his. Whatever. What happened to you and your daughters? Because this is obviously not about him. This is about you.
Yeah.
What you've gone through and your life experience. You know. So what happened? CPS came in and...
Yeah, CPS came in. They got involved. They were like, you failed to protect your daughter from their dad. And I was like, well, what do you mean? I didn't know he was going to do this.
Yeah.
Someone's going to tell me, like, you know, this is going to happen, whatever situation that he's feeling in.
Yeah.
You know? And they were just like, well, in the end of the day, this is what happened. It could have been really bad. Like, this is what... we're telling you, like, in the end of the day, like, I know he's the dad, but...
It don't matter.
It don't matter in their eyes. They see it like, they don't give a who you are, what it is, what situation it is. If you see it how I saw it, like, oh, that's their dad, they don't give a about none of that.
Yeah.
You know? They're like, well, that's what it is.
It's exactly what it is, though.
Yeah. And I was just like, what? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what the how am I supposed to know that this was gonna happen? You know what I mean? He was gonna do that. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
so
I was just like,
how long did you have your kids taken away?
They were gone for...
Because it was, you have two daughters?
Yeah, I have two.
Okay, okay. So how long were they taken away? Did you go into custody?
What do you mean? For that?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No, because it was just all that, like I said, we were just eating. They were visiting my daughters. He wanted to see my daughters. I was just visiting. I drank a little bit. Happened, we were going to whatever. They saw him and they threw the lights on. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
It wasn't something.
It was nothing crazy.
Yeah.
They just took him. Now they just took him because he was driving and he didn't stop.
Yeah, exactly.
Got it.
That's what it. That's what it
So,
was. Yeah.
CPS is they're gonna be jerks.
Of course, because they know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. So they were kind of like with me. Yeah.
So they took your daughters for how long?
They took them for, it was about 2-3 weeks. They were in like foster care.
Oh my God, it's probably like the most devastating time in life.
Of course. It was like, I was stressed out.
Did you have to do any like classes or anything like that? Okay.
I did. I took them, you know, but just the whole situation of like.
Just going through the process.
Just like me doing like graduating, mind you, I lived on my own. Like I was like living on my own with my kids, like doing it, struggling, but I was providing, I was a mom.
Yeah, you were doing
know?
your best.
Yes, like, you know, so when that happened, it was devastating for me. Like, it was like, they're gone, you know what I mean? Like, what do I do? You know, like, yes, like, I was fighting for them, but I was sad. Like, you know, I raised them since they were babies. I was up at night, you know what I mean?
Your daughters.
Yeah, like, I love my daughters, you know what I mean? I didn't expect that to happen at all, you know? So when they're telling you and you're like, you know, like, you're like, and you're just hearing it and you're just like,
they kind of even make you believe like that you're the monster.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. And I'm just right there like, you know, like, just
sure I've been there.
like
So
guilt, guilty, like eating me alive, because I love my kids. So for them to hear you like, that doesn't matter, you know, was just like, you know.
So you got your daughters back in 3 weeks, thank God.
Okay, so they went to his family Because mind you, my dad's not involved.
Yes.
My mom, she can't. So they went with his family. And so at a very young age, you know, with like my situation, whatever, you know, everything that I've been through, I was living on my own since I was like, I'm gonna say 20 years old. Providing for my daughters, whatever, the best that I could, because it was hard. Back then you were making $12.50 an hour. You know what I mean? And it was super hard. I ain't gonna lie. I was tight as a lot of shit.
Of course.
You know, and I had to do other shit just to provide too, you know, because that's how hard it was. So just like everything, it was just like gone.
Yeah.
You know, and it was just devastating for me. And
Wait,
Yeah.
they went to his families. You obviously know his family since you were a baby, since you were 12 years old. So they know obviously the way the dad, how his life is, all of that.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they embraced them.
Yes.
Did they allow them for you to see them?
Well, yeah, they did. Of
Because
course
you got
they
them
did.
back in 3 weeks. Like in 3 weeks, you literally got them back.
No. They went with his family.
And
Because
through-
mind you, because my chart, they don't do that. I have to still go through my programming and
Got
everything
it, got
because
it.
they were like, you failed to protect them from dad.
Okay.
So we need you to do the same thing as dad's doing.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I was doing visitation with them, with their family, and they were always good with that.
Oh, good,
As
good.
they've always, and I'm not gonna even knock it because they're very good at, as long as I'm trying to be for them, they're all for it.
Of course.
And that's what I loved about it too. Like I can't knock him down, like his family at all for it. Like they're like, if you want to be a mom and you want to see them, like we're gonna figure it out, you know. So I'm like,
that's
cool,
dope.
you know.
So did
yeah.
you ever end up getting them back?
No, that's when I like caught my.
So
It goes into play, like just like little things of like, you know.
So tell us more.
So I was fighting for them back. I was programming, but obviously I was sad. I was going through, I was very depressed. I was like,
Did you use drugs as well?
yeah, I was starting to. And that's when I knew I hit my breaking point because I was like, I would never do this. Like what the, you know? So it kind of, especially like me seeing what I seen with my mom and just her losing everything, like I always been the type like, I'm never gonna do that, you know? And then that's when I knew that was like my breaking point because I was starting to like,
You saw yourself.
yeah, just like, you know, like I didn't care anymore. So, yeah, at that time, like I said, I was working. I lived on my own. You know, I was paying for my bills, whatever. CPS. I had 2 little girls, so I had a studio at this time with my daughters. So it was cool. It's cool. It's like hooked up. You know, it was cool.
It doesn't matter. It's
Exactly.
your spot.
Yes.
you
And
make
like
it
I
your
was always
baby.
like I grew up like I'm gonna sleep with my daughters. My daughters are with me. I'm gonna sleep with them. We'll sleep on the bed or whatever. As they get older, you know, they have their little space, but it's just me and them. That was our spot,
That's
you know?
spot.
So when they came in there, they're like, oh no, they're 2 little girls. They need their 1 bedroom. This is not okay. I was barely making it. You know what I mean? And, you know, I grew up on like welfare, but I always wanted more.
Yeah.
And so once I knew that they had daycare, and they had programs for me to make more money, I was like, fuck that. Like, I'm about to like, I'm going to take advantage. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And 2, like, a lot of, God bless their like heart, they would help me too. Like people from like daycare and stuff, they would help me knowing what I was going through and knowing that I just wanted more, you know? So I wouldn't be in the predicament that I was in, struggling, you know? So they were like, all right, like let's help you, you know what I mean? And just,
Because they saw your motivation.
yeah, just
Like,
not,
you weren't this just bum ass broad.
exactly.
Okay, whatever happens.
Yeah.
Partying, they saw you putting extreme effort into what you want.
Yeah, and God bless her heart. You know what I mean? She actually has she's got more like little schools. Her name's Miss Kim from
Shout out to Kim, right?
Puente Avenue Preschool. Yeah, you know, like when I was struggling, I didn't have clothes for my daughter. She was like, "Here, mija, here's a bag."
That's nice.
And I'd be like, thank you, you know, like, so she would, and any type of way she would help me, like with gas cards or like whatever, like, what do you need? So when she found out everything that happened, she was like, because she had an attachment to my daughters as well. Mind you, my daughter's been in daycare since they were babies because I had to work.
Yes.
So she was just like,
you got this.
Like it just like it's sad to see, and like it just all that. So that's the reason why I kind of like I needed the money.
So what happened? What'd you do? What led you for you to go to prison?
I did my programming. I wasn't doing any drugs at that time. They were drug testing me. At first once you do your programming, there was like, I've never really had, like drug addictions like that,
You didn't really have to test, basically.
Yeah, just like that. And so it was good, whatever, and I stopped drug testing. I passed, I did my classes, whatever, but there was just that thing that they were like, whoa, how are you can't stay at that spot that you're staying at.
You needed more money, basically.
Yeah. So that's what, like, there was an opportunity that, where, and I was just like, I need to make this money for my kids. Like, at that time, I was, like, going through what I was going through.
Yeah, so what did you get busted for?
For transporting.
Okay.
Transporting, yeah.
Were you transporting over the border, kind of vibe?
Mm-hmm.
Ah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you got busted at the border.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me how the whole scenario went down. I don't want to know where you got it from. I don't give a shit about any.
Yeah, of course.
That's not, that's not what
of course.
we want to hear.
Yeah.
I want to know how you got busted. Like, did the dogs come? Like,
Yeah.
Like, tell me all about that. Give us
Yeah. We were like we were just pulling up, and like I was driving the car, and like I don't know, they're just asking us asking questions. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Like,
Well, what kind of questions?
Like, just like, oh, where are you going? Like, where are you
Okay.
coming back from? Like, oh, we just came here. At this time we was getting our lips done, like the Botox. You know what I mean? I was like.
Okay, yeah, I'm just trying to understand.
Yeah, just in there, like, that's what it was, though. We were, like, at that age, I was getting Botox already. Like, I was, like, getting, like, at a very young age.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I went over there.
I haven't got Botox yet.
You look good.
But I'm probably going to,
No, you don't need it. You look good.
Thank you.
You look really good.
So that's what we're over here getting Botox. Okay.
Oh, they're like, look good.
Like, how do I look, sir? You're trying to flirt and shit, huh?
Yeah.
So what happened? Dogs came? Like,
The dogs came, yeah, and like they walked around like the car, and then as soon they sat down, and that was just it. And they were just like, they took us out, just boom, and that was just it.
Oh, so they found it right then and then.
Like, no, they didn't. They had
secondary?
to, yeah,
Okay.
they have to go to secondary, and they go through whatever they go through, and then they see whatever, and then that's when.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they put the handcuffs on you.
Mm-hmm.
What happens after that?
I'm just.
Because this is your actual first time ever going to jail.
Of course, yes. Yeah. So.
New.
This is new, yes. So I go in there, whatever. I get chained up, whatever, and then they're like, "Do you want a phone call?" And I'm like, "No." Like, is there anything? No, I just want to speak to my lawyer. I just lawyered up quick. That's one thing. Like, just lawyer up quick. Don't say anything.
Yeah.
Don't explain nothing. Lawyer up, and then when your lawyer comes, that's where you go. But just don't say nothing. That's it.
Yeah.
Just that's what it is. Phone call. You know what I mean? Just like. It is what it is.
Yeah.
It is what it is. And that's exactly what happened. So, like, I didn't think, like, me being busted, I didn't think nobody knew. I was like, does anybody know that I'm busted? Like, you know what I mean? And thankfully, like, because I wasn't expecting nobody to, like, look out for me like that or whatever reason.
Because you really didn't have nobody.
Exactly. But, I had my homegirls, though. I always had my homegirls. That's one thing. I always had my homegirls and my homies all the time. Like, always looked out for me in any situation. They knew what I was always going through.
Okay.
They always had my back in any situation, And, yeah. And, like, when I got after that, and then after you get transferred to where you're going, that's when and when I knew, like, I was like, what the fuck? I actually was like surprised that I even had money on my books. I was like, that's crazy.
So what happens when you're like, they try you, they cough, do all of that? How did you feel?
Oh my God. It's crazy that you said that because Not at that time, but when I was transferring to when I was fighting my case and I was going to different locations to fighting my case.
How many places did you go to?
I went to 3 places.
Which is?
I went to MCC, and then from there I went to Otay, and then from Otay I went to Santa Ana.
Okay.
So that's when I got sentenced at Santa Ana. Mm-hmm. So when that happened, when I got to getting all mixed up. When I went to Santa Ana, that's when like they're kind of like, I don't know if they're like county.
It's a county,
yeah, but it's through FCI. They fund it.
Mm-hmm.
So when we were getting like booked or whatever to whatever we were gonna go at, she was like, the other one is like squat and cough. She was like, no, I need you to squat, bend down, open up your and your back. And I was like, what?
Damn.
I was like, what? Like, I looked at her like, what? She was like, and she kind of like was like, yeah, she literally like demonstrated to me, and I was like, oh shit,
it's real.
Yeah, it's real. I was like, because I was like, what do you mean open up my lips? I was like, what? I was like, what the I was like tripping out. Like, she was like, yeah, she even demonstrated and everything, and I was like, all right, bet. So I just,
Okay, and so how long were you fighting your case for?
For like a year. I could say a year.
Oh, it's pretty a long time.
Yeah, like half a year, kind of.
How was every single like institution? Were they different?
Very
Tell us
different.
about like the one in like the San Diego one. Because you said you went where?
I went to MCC, and then I went to Otay, and then I went to Santa Ana, and then that's when I hit prison.
Yeah, tell me the difference between MCC and Otay.
You got different women, and like from me meeting people from MCC to going to Otay to going to Santa Ana and then hitting prison is like different females and different time they do their time. So it was me kind of like, it's my first time getting busted. So it's all new to me. So I'm trying to like, figure it out, see what's up. You know what I mean? And
how would the girls treat you?
They were good, actually. I actually met a lot of like good ass females there, good ass homegirls that I still keep in touch with.
Nice.
So it was a good experience. Just same background, kind of similar stories.
Yeah, because we're girls. We always talk about our whole life.
Yes, and that's all there is in their time. You're just in there like.
You didn't really fight.
I did.
In the beginning, or once you're already in prison?
No, I actually, when I was transferring, I fought in Santa Ana. Okay. Yeah, I fought in Santa Ana. It was actually a situation with my homegirl. Like, something happened prior to that. They kind of hit her this and put soaps in a bag. Like at this time we were watching Reina del Sur. At this time, that was back then, we would watch it like a thing. Mm-hmm. And I guess they were bunkies. They had some sort of issue. Okay. There's a personal shit. Yeah. So we were in the day room at the time, and she was walking. She had the last room it was like a
because Santa Ana is like this, bam.
No, this is in Otay.
Oh, okay.
I fought in Santa Ana.
Yeah, I've been to Santa Ana. So the rooms are kind of like this, like
yeah. And so, so that happened. That's where I fought too, like there was a situation with her bunkie, and I fought she fought her bunkie, but I fought the girl that she was talking to. Okay. That was my homegirl though. Okay. So the one that I fought told other homegirl to walk in there and put soap and hit my homegirl with it. Oh, so you basically were there to like be on your... Well, I didn't know that was happening. We found out till after. So I never liked her after that. Once I found out that this happened, we were in the day room watching. We were ready to watch. So we were going to eat. And they were getting down upstairs. They were over there getting down. They were over there all the way, because we were in a tank, and it was 6 rooms, and then it was the day room. Got it. So all of us we gathered around to watch the Reina del Sur for an hour. So she went to go get something for like food that we would make like all together, that was our thing. So when that happened, I guess her homegirl had an issue with my homegirl, and the one that I fought told her something, and come on, know? Yeah. I was like, how you gonna go in there? Like, you told her to do that. You told her to put those soaps and hit her with it.
Yeah, or else she was not gonna do that.
Yeah, of course. If not, you would have went in there and you would have squared up.
Yeah.
Like,
so basically, you got down with her for doing that.
of course, I never liked her after that. Like, I'm very overprotective with like my homegirls and like people that I love, you know, and I considered her my friend, you know. To this day, like, we're cool, you know what I mean?
For
so
sure.
it was just, I never liked her. I thought that was weird. Like, why are you gonna do that? Like, just square up with her. Like, why are you gonna tell her to hit her with something, you know?
For sure.
Yeah.
So how long did you get? What was your sentence?
I got 2 years, and I ended up doing more than I was supposed to be doing.
Okay, so you got sentenced to 2 years for transporting.
Mm-hmm.
You fought your case for 1 year. So basically, you were there for 3.
Like 2 years and 6 months.
Okay. Okay. So where'd you go to? What prison did you go to?
I went to FCI Dublin.
Okay, you went to Dublin. Mm-hmm. And how was the drive there?
Well, we went to Paramount. So from Paramount, you go on an airplane. So that was the first time I ever been on an airplane, and it was like a whole different experience.
Tell us about the experience.
Like, it was, like on your feet, on your arms, you know, you're with the men, you're like right there. It's early as it was cold as it was around like, I believe December, around that time.
Oh yeah, freezing.
It was cold in Vegas, and just like, you know, waking up super early to transport us. Like,
Did you talk to any dudes in Santa Ana?
where, in Santa Ana? No, no. They're all just dusty, like, just nasty.
But I mean, you know what? All the girls always say that. Oh, I don't talk to guys because they're dusty. But if they were out here, you probably would.
You think? No.
They probably feel the same way about us. Oh, dusty ass bro.
Yeah, no. I just know they were just different. They were like a whole different type of like. Yeah, like you would see them crossing by. They were just like a whole different type of.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Like, just different. They were just like on a whole different. Yeah.
So you get to Dublin.
I get to Dublin, and at this time I'm like, well, I'm fighting my case, whatever, to different holding facilities to fight my case. Now I'm hitting.
Let me ask you this. But why did you go to 3 different locations fighting the same case?
It's because you go to like MCC, so that's the first, and then you get transferred to Otay, and then you go to Santa Ana. So it's just transferring.
There's no courts in San Diego because you got busted in the border, right?
Yeah. So this is San Diego. This is Otay. I got busted in Otay. So just, I don't know, I guess like transferring. You just transfer to
That's crazy.
MCC for like the 2 weeks, and then you
go back for court.
And then you go.
You're basically okay. So you were in Santa Ana because they were in the most space. So every time you had to go to court, you would go back.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Okay. So you're fighting your case. You're traveling for the whole year, back and forth. You get sentenced to 2 years. You go on the plane. Your first time ever going on the plane. It's terrible. Super cold.
No, it is. I'm like, fuck. Like, this is my first time I'm ever going on an airplane. Here I am, you know, and like just thinking about everything, like, you know. Like,
and throughout this whole year, did you have any contact with your daughters?
I did. They were like big on that for me. Like I said, they've always been for me. Like,
and they understood, I'm sure.
Yeah, they just, of course, like with their dad and stuff, like, you know, like how were they gonna like judge? They were just all for me, you know.
That's nice.
So it was cool, like, but just everything going on, like the judge finding out what happened, and then me getting busted, it was just, I didn't know what was gonna happen, you know. So that had me stressed out too.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like, just in there stressed out. And mind you, I was 210 when I was busted. I programmed in there. Like,
you lost weight in there, basically.
Yeah, I did. I lost weight. I programmed in there.
How do you feel?
Good.
How did you feel? Like,
accomplished.
Good.
Because when I started losing weight, a lot of the girls started losing weight too. Like, they just started like
working out in there,
like following suit. Like, they were just like, I want to do it too. Because all you do is eat in there. You know what I mean? And like, it's different. Like, feds and state, it's very different. So for them to see that and just see like everything that I was going through and everything, the girls started losing weight in there too. And it was just like, that's right. You know, at least we're doing our time to do like better, you know. We get out, we look better, we feel better, you know. So
for sure,
that was always like a good thing.
my whole terms.
That's good.
Yeah, my whole term I worked out. Okay, so you're in Dublin now. Mm-hmm. Tell me about your first day in Dublin. Like you walking in, it's a prison. Now you're in the big house. Now you're in prison. Mm-hmm. How did you feel? What were like you getting there?
I was just like what am I supposed to expect? You know, like, and obviously like my tattoos and whatever, you know, and.
So you've had all your tattoos before you got busted?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, this one I barely like got done recently, but like all my other tattoos, my face, like I've been having them, you know, just other stuff I've been added on. But when I got there, you know, like you already know how like it goes, like they walk up to you, like what's up, you know, like, and I ended up having like a really close like connection with somebody that like really looked out for me in there, you know.
What kind of close connection?
Like, no, not like that.
Are you gonna stay or what?
No, not like that. No.
They were on your end.
No, they were though. They were, but fuck that. Like, nah, fuck that. But they were though. They were. I ain't gonna lie, they were. But nah, I just, you know, I like what I like. You know what I mean? No, but you know, I went in there and like all the girls in my dorms were like, they've done state time. So when they walked up to me, they were like, "What's up?" Like, you know, like they're like scoping me out, like, "What's up?" Like, where you from? Yeah, like no, like where you from? And I was like, "Oh, I'm from the Saginaw Valley." You know what I mean? So and so. Okay, they're like, and they just start, you know, doing what they're doing, and they're like, oh, okay, and it makes sense. So then they're like, okay, you know. So
I don't know what doing what they do means.
Like they just like, oh, like what, like who do you know, like, you know what I mean, like, or like just asking questions.
From in prison or in the real world?
Like real world. Okay. Like, you know, like you have like, you know, you have like your tattoos or whatever. Like I see you have the SGV on you. Like, you know what I mean? Like and from where?
And they approached you like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see, I've never been approached like that.
Yeah.
Any of my incarceration.
Yeah. Yeah, like that. Yeah, like they're just like, and I was like, oh yeah, you know.
Like that shit.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, like, yeah, and it was just like...
Did you feel intimidated?
No.
Because they were doing, like, it was like, you knew...
It was cool. It was cool.
Okay.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool, you know.
Like, bitch, right?
No.
Super nice.
Like welcoming, yeah.
The same area.
Yeah, they were like looking out. They were like, do you need anything? Like, you know what I mean? Like, they were just very like that.
Nice.
Like,
well, that's good. So you felt welcomed.
Yes, I felt super welcome.
Super welcome.
Yeah, super welcome.
Well, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, super welcome, you know, and like most of the girls, you know, they come from Chowchilla, so they see things like a whole different way. Right. So it was cool to like, you know, them, you know,
kind of learn how, like,
of course,
learn and see how they move.
Exactly. But it's just like
you can't be like, you just can't be a dumbass. Mm-hmm. It's just like, okay, like, no, you just do your thing, you know.
Yeah, like mind your business, like, you know what's right from wrong, you know what I mean? And just like all that. So
your whole 2 years was pretty chill?
Yeah, it was pretty chill. Like just the whole experience was pretty chill. It was nothing like where anybody like, you know, like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would you say was the craziest thing you experienced in Chowchilla?
No, at FCI?
I mean, yeah, FCI.
FCI Dublin?
Yeah, Dublin.
I got scabies there.
That's like the craziest. That's intense.
Yeah, I got scabies there. That was like.
How'd you feel? Like, how did you just, is that?
Yeah, just I got bumps. Like I was just getting bumps, you know. Like they gave it to me and whatever, and like apparently all the other girls in the unit. Cause mind you, when COVID happened, so we got on lockdown.
Okay.
So all the units were on lockdown. So at the time when that happened, we were like dormed by like what we worked as or whatever.
Got it.
Yeah. So when that happened, they just started putting us when we were on hold. Like that's where you got assigned. But then after when COVID, it got kind of like shut down. That's when they wanted us to be in the same unit as we worked in, whatever we had to move.
So all your little coworkers were in the same room.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
Like that. So we had to go to different units to be all of us where we were at, you know, and like I guess at that time girls were like having like outbreaks, but they weren't saying anything about it.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So mind you, I'm in A unit and like it's clean up in that. You know what I mean? Like it's clean, and like this other units, they're not as clean as it is, and like, you know, and I guess girls had like bumps and stuff, and they weren't getting the help that they needed to go get, you know. So yeah. So it was just we got like little nicknames and stuff. We were like, well, at least I'm getting help. Shit, like at least we're getting help. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So it was just like that. It was just crazy.
So what did they give you, some kind of cream in a
No, we had to go to the shoe. They took the whole, because it wasn't just us. These girls.
It was like a lot of girls.
It was all those girls in that.
Scabies?
Yeah, everybody was scabied out, just chilling, like itching, not giving a. They were like, they were like, we're gonna wait till we get home or whatever, because mind you, Medi-Cal on there is bad. It's bad, and like the FCI and stuff is really bad.
Okay, I'm devastated.
So then I was like, what the f? They're all itching. You guys are just letting them put cream on you. I would be in that. Hey, I need you guys to cut something, like something. Yeah, something ain't right. I'm itching for a reason. Like you know, they were
getting itchy and shit.
Yeah, like they were like itching. They were having bumps for more than a month, and they were like itching, like, and they were just yeah. So when I started getting it, I was like, oh hell nah. I'm like, everybody better put a cop out, like, you know what I mean, like, and sure enough, it did. So we had to go to the shoe because they had to like fumigate the whole thing.
Facility.
That whole like, because it's A unit, B unit, C unit, D unit, E unit, F unit. So they had to do the whole pod.
Dang.
Yeah. So I was like, I didn't give a
anything.
In the shoe they did. Yeah.
Like, they gave you like a pill or some shit?
I forgot. I don't really remember what the they gave us, but they gave us medicine. We had to go to the shoe for it, and we had to throw all our shit away. All our shit had to everything, like, you know, and like that's why it's important, like, you know, hit the walls, like do what you, because it's stuff like, because it's dirty in there. Yeah, it's dirty. You know what I mean? So when I went into that unit and I got that shit, I was like, what the. I was like, oh, like hell no. Huh?
You felt like a super.
Yeah, I was like, oh, hell nah. And then, like, too, because I got to tell I'm like, I got scabies. They're like, what the f***? You got scabies in there? Like, that's like, I was like.
Sucia wife.
Yeah. Yeah, so I was like, I don't give a f***. Just,
I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, you know,
like,
I was like.
It's not like you weren't doing your part.
Yeah.
The other people weren't.
Yeah. So,
tell me, what was the nicest thing you experienced in your term?
The nicest thing I experienced, just hearing the girls going through what they're going through and kind of like going through what I was going through, you know, regardless of whatever, you know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, they're there for like a reason. You have girls in there for fraud. You have girls in there for stabbing people. You have everything, you know, and just like the necessity of like doing what you had to do for a reason, you know, on just making money.
Hey, tell me about the fraud ass broads. They swear, huh?
No, but they would hit when I would see, like, and too, like, just on certain things, and just like
what I mean by they just swear is no offense, girls, I'm just saying the truth, you know. When I say I'm looking at the camera because I know, you know. Throughout my whole terms, all the fraud girls literally carried themselves like they were better, like they didn't belong there.
Yeah, like bougie.
Yeah,
bougie.
Like, it's a show.
Yeah, bougie, like bougie.
That's just like your money.
Yeah, bougie
people.
Yeah, just like bougie. Well, kind of like they're frauding, or they meet somebody from there, and then they start like doing their thing. You know? Yeah, yeah, I could see, but.
I think that's just hilarious.
Yeah, it's just like
you should watch you host. Because it's true.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Yours as you.
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta take money from other people. Like,
yeah.
I mean, you know, whatever. Everybody has their own shit. Yeah, I'm talking shit. I'm just saying, you know. I just had to. But so your whole term was pretty chill. You said you worked out a lot. Your whole time you worked out.
Yeah, I worked out. When I first got busted, I was weighing 210 pounds.
And when you got out?
I got out, was weighing like 145. So I lost like 60 pounds.
Oh, so when you got out, you were feeling yourself.
Yeah, I was just like, I'm like, I'm coming in with the whole new like mentality, like
Fresh.
Fresh. Like I need to like redo this shit. You know what I mean? Be there for my daughters. Like just coming out like this was my setback, but like my comeback is gonna be bigger. And that's what it is.
Sometimes certain situations are not even a setback.
You're right.
It's a blessing in disguise.
You're right.
And
you are so right. Yeah.
And it's just like, I went to jail. Like so. Like it's the best thing. Like, you were this or you were that. Like it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It happened for a reason.
Exactly. Exactly.
And it helped you.
Exactly. It
helped
did.
you to value yourself. It helped you to work on yourself.
Yeah, you're right.
And so, and now you're feeling the 100. Right?
I am.
Super confident.
I am blessed, like as of right now, like everything that like I've been through, my daughter's been through, them taking therapy and like that my oldest is gonna turn 10. You know what I mean? And just everything that she's been through, and she's a good little girl, both of them, like they're good. You know what I mean? They're good regardless of everything. Like we could still talk and they could ask me, and it's just
then you guys have that open relationship.
Yeah, so
open communication, I should say.
Yeah, so it's good. It's really good. I'm grateful. I'm grateful because there's just a lot of times that I would wake up and I just like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Just unhappy. Like what am like,
Yeah.
So it's just it's good. It's really good.
Good. How long have you been out?
I've been out. I could say for. Well, I got out in 2021, but I was still at the halfway house. So, like, physically out was the year of 2021, and I just been out. I got a little violation, but I did a little programming, so it didn't make me go back in.
Okay.
Yeah, but when I got out of the halfway house, like...
How was the halfway house for you?
I went to San Diego, because, mind you, my mom was always hard to fucking answer, so, like... I thought I was like, stay, I could max out and I could just go home. And the feds was like, no, bitch, we need to know where the you're at.
Oh, for sure.
So I did not know that. So when I actually got my release date, they were like, oh, I thought I was going to go back home. They're like, no, you need to go to the halfway house. And I was like, what the what do you mean?
And you're like, what's the halfway house?
Yeah, I was just like, man, I already did my 2 years. You know what I mean? They're like, no, like, so that's what I mean. I did more time than I was supposed to, and I was at the halfway house for 6 months.
Do you think it helped you?
It did. I met a lot of people there too, and it was like a great experience. Just like that too humbled me a lot too, as well. In
what form?
And just like going to work on the train, all that, like just from zero, you know what I mean? Like before, like I'm over there, I got rights, you know what I mean? Over here, I don't, you know, because my people are out that way. So I'm over here, like I'm getting to know everybody off the bat. So I don't even know how to like do certain things, like go on the train and the bus and stuff like that. So for me, it kind of humbled me because I'm like, man, people are doing this shit just, you know what I mean? So it was just like an experience.
Real life.
Yeah,
reality.
Exactly. Yeah. So it was good for me. And like I said, I met a lot of, good people there too that taught me a lot of things as well. So it was a good experience for me, but I was ready to come back home. So, yeah.
So you've been back here for like 2 years. I guess you've been down here because you said it was to 2021 and 2021, 22, 23. Are we in 24?
Yeah.
We're in 24. I don't know what year it is. I always even check like 23, 24. So you've been here for a while.
Yeah.
So what are you doing?
Well, when I got that little violation thing, I got my violation like
right away.
And like my mom was like, that's she was just like, damn, that quick? Like, you know what I mean? Just like, it just happened where, I drank too much, you know what I mean? I was just, came back home, I was partying, I was kicking it, like, so I ended up crashing her car, like,
okay.
Yeah, bad. Like, I ended up crashing her car and like, couldn't take off. Like, it was just, so that happened and they put me in a little program, so I had to do that program or unless I was gonna go back. So I was just like, I'm gonna just do the program. So it was like a little like wet and reckless little program stuff. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So what happened after that? What about your daughters?
My daughters, they're still with their dad's family and stuff, you know. And obviously, I'm visiting them. They're not gonna just give them back. Like,
oh no, it's not even healthy to do that.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes there's people that are like, oh, they're already out, or you know, not you, because obviously nobody knows your story.
Yeah,
it's like it's just in general. Like, they're how come they don't have their kids? Sometimes it's not good for them. Just because I'm home and I got my shit together doesn't mean I'm going to remove my children from where they've been all this time, where they go to school, where they're comfortable, just because I want to take them.
Of course, yeah.
You know, we'll in due time.
Of course, yeah.
You know, like, I'm sure you have your spot now.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you do? What do you do if you don't? What do you do for a living? Like, what do you do? What are you doing now?
I'm a dancer.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a dancer. Yeah, I've been dancing and stuff.
How long have you been doing that for?
I've been dancing for like a year already. And then I stopped, you know, like I met somebody and I stopped dancing. And then I came back to dancing. And, you know, it's just something that I'm doing temporary right now.
What do you want to do with crystals? Like, what does crystal want to do?
I'm still trying to figure that out.
Okay, it takes time, and it's okay.
I'm like, I can't, because even they be asking me, and I'm like, I don't know yet. You know what I mean? Because back then, like, I already
just keep the shit, like, it's honest, and it's real life. I love that. You know, most people are like, oh, I want to do this, like, hey, I don't know, bro.
Yeah.
No.
So okay. Yeah. So I just be like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what I want to do, you know? Like, before I already, like, went to school because I had to provide. That's all I knew, you know? I have to provide. I have to do this. I got to make money, you know? But now it's like, yeah, my daughter's in this situation. I'm providing for them because what I need to provide, whatever, you know. But just what my career is gonna be, what I see myself, I just don't know yet.
Okay.
I'm still trying to figure that out.
Yeah,
you know,
and it's okay.
So it's just, I'd be like, they'd be asking me, I'm like, I don't know yet.
And you do get to see your daughters and pick them up, and you guys go out.
Well, I can't. It's not. They're still kind of like strict on the fact that for me to like actually take them out.
Okay.
They're still kind of like, you know, of course they're being safe, you know, but as in they letting me go over, seeing my kids, like they're all for it. They're all for me being a mom and stuff. So it's cool. My daughters are happy. They're good, you know. So that makes me happy, you know. Yeah. And especially if they want to work with me and like, hey, whatever, like, we got you, you know. I'm like, all right, cool, you know. So
yeah, can we? And they don't even let you take them to go eat or anything like that. You will. You will.
I'm sure I have hope. I still have hope. It's like there's still like baby, you know, baby steps. They say like baby steps, you know, with everything that has happened, you know.
You can't blame them.
You know, exactly, you know, and they're ready. I know they're being safe because obviously they have their attachment to them too, you know. So they just want to be safe, and I know that, and I can't knock them down for that. I got to think about them too, you know, like. And
it's nice that you say that, you know. Like I said earlier, like just like a little while ago, sometimes we're so entitled and we're so like we're so selfish as far as like, I'm home now and those are my kids, like, bro, all of a sudden you want these kids to be yours, but when before you got busted, you weren't.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And he kind of told me that too. He was like, you know, we're like different, and I was just like, it was true, you know. He was like, he was giving me the business, and I was like, you're right, you know, like it's true, you know. And I was just like, yeah. He's like, no, because you could have asked, you could have like put your pride aside, you could have asked for help, you could have, if you really wanted to, you could have put a GoFundMe, you could have, but you didn't though, you know. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, you're right, you know. It's true.
You could have danced.
Yeah. I couldn't though. I was a big girl back then. I couldn't dance. I couldn't dance. You know, who's gonna watch my kids? I couldn't be. Right. You know, I had to work my 9 to 5, whatever I could, whatever I made. That's what it was. You know, but
you're down. You're down. Okay, so you're doing okay. You're getting your shit together. You don't know what you're gonna be, but shit, I don't even know. Gonna be right,
trying to figure it out.
It's just you gotta figure it out in due time. God is good. You know,
it is. It is.
What made you want to dance?
I had to come up with the money. I crashed my mom's car. I crashed her car, bro. I was so like, I crashed the car. I didn't even remember crashing the car. That's how I was.
Oh shit.
I got lucky because I could have hurt somebody.
And yourself.
Yeah, and I got super lucky, and like to the point I didn't even like, I was just like, take me to jail. I didn't even want to like talk. I was like, take me to jail, like take me to jail. Like I was just like, take me to jail, like, you know. So I broke my mom's axle, and at this time she was like, well, what the I let you use my car.
Care about you. That's
yeah.
You know what's so funny?
She was just like, fix my car. Like I let you use my car. Like car, fix my shit. Like figure it out. Like you come up with what you need to do, but figure out what you need to do to fix my shit.
I say that because when my son crashed his car, obviously I asked him like, hey, are you okay? But I'm like, bro, my freaking car, you know?
Yeah.
So I asked, that's the only reason I said that. Nothing with you. I'm a mom. It's just shit brought me back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. She was just like mad, and I was like, and mind you, when you do that, like you're like, you sleep overnight to sleep it off, like it's expensive, and then they put a hold on it, and like the hold is like $500.
No,
it was just like, it's expensive. Yeah.
Not like crashing the car, but like getting a DUI and getting the car taken away. Like I've experienced all of that.
Yeah.
So you had to go get your money. So you're like, now you're comfortable, you're confident. You're like, hey, I could do this.
But at the time, I didn't feel at the time. Mind you, I'm like this. I'm like, I think I'm like, you know, but I don't think I'm like, you know, I think I'm cute, whatever. I don't think, you know. So when I went that night, and my homegirl was like, try it, you know, like, and I tried it, and that first night, the amount of money I made that first night, it was a wrap.
Oh, you're like,
I was like, it was a wrap. That first night where it was like. And she was like, I told you, and I didn't believe it because I was like, no way. But this was the time when everything was barely opening. Like, the whole clubs were barely opening. That first year was good. But now, like, economy's kind of, like, slowed down. It hasn't been that good. Like,
and how do you deal with the man?
What do you mean, how do I deal with them? Like, just, you know, like, be respectful. You know, we're dancers in the end of the day. We're entertainers, you know what I mean? Like, there's other things that other girls are okay with, and there's other girls that are things that are not okay with. So, like, you just got to know how to, hey, that's not what I'm cool with.
Got it.
Got the wrong dancer. You know what I mean? Like, I'm here to entertain. I'm here to dance, but, that's it. You know, and you just got to be firm. You got to be clear about it, you know, and if they get out of line, there's a security, hey, you know, gone, you know. So it's just like that, you know, just got to be firm.
Okay. Just wanted to ask.
Yeah, it's firm.
If there's other girls, like, what would you that want to become dancers? What would you tell them, like a younger girl?
Well, I have daughters, so for me, if it was my daughters, I wouldn't want them dancing. Honestly, that's just me off the bat. So for me, I just feel like, you know, you do what you want, you know, at the end of the day, what you can handle, you know, you could be whatever you want to be, you know, that's you, you know, but just me, as in like for me, my kids or whatever, like me having girls, no, I would want them to like be in school, work hard, you know, and hey, if it's not for them and they want to go do something else, that's cool too. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
just in that way, no.
I love that.
No.
Okay.
So that's just
you get it.
That's just
you
me
get
being me.
It's not a. It's definitely not a. It's definitely like a negative.
Well, it's just like, you know what I mean? It's fast money, like, in the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's like drugs, fast money, all that. You have to be strong-minded about certain things, too. You know what I mean?
That should eat you alive.
Exactly. You know, so it gets quick in, like, the nightlife. So you got to be, like, very strong-headed, too, I feel.
Well,
So,
you
yeah.
seem like a strong-headed young lady.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You too. You too. I was like, oh. Yeah.
Is there anything that you want to share that you haven't shared before we finish?
No, not really. Free my homeboy Manos from Buena Park. I think that's all. That's all I can say. Free, like, and everybody that, like, you know, like, that I met, you know, like, you guys spoke me wisdom, you know, and just here, you know, trying to be a better mom. I can say that's it.
Okay.
It
Thank
was
you.
a pleasure meeting you, Nigga.
I know, likewise.
It was a pleasure. You know, you had me over there like, I was
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and follow us on Instagram.